What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. Today we're going to talk about the concepts and trade examples that I have always talked about. I've always mentioned these things in my videos, these principles, these criteria. And today also is going to be another one of the examples that I recently shared on my Instagram. And we're going to take a look at the results, at the aftermath, what happened after I shared the trade or the post or the setup, the idea, and how it played out. Why did I share this one? And also I'm gonna try and talk about all the principles, all the rules that I look for, and I'm gonna try to go into as much detail as possible, with also keeping it as short as possible, because I've already talked about these things so many times. And so before we start today's video, there's going to be a link in the description and the first comment below, which will take you to Binance.com. Binance.com is the world's biggest crypto exchange. If you're not familiar with it yet, you can buy, trade crypto, you can sell, you can do whatever you want. You can hold crypto on it, even though that's not advisable, because you should never hold your crypto on any website. You should hold it onto a hardware ledger or a hardware wallet. And so that link will help you save 20% every time you are going to trade crypto. There will be a transaction fee. So every time you trade or buy crypto, it will save you 20%. So please go ahead, take advantage of that. You can sign up using my link and you can save 20% on every transaction fee. So today we're going to take a look at a trade setup that I shared on my Instagram, which was, of course, Bitcoin. And I saw this setup and I knew right away what was going to happen. It's just a muscle memory at this point. I just take a look at something and I know, at least I'm 90% sure that it's going to play out how I have pictured it in my mind. And so we're going to take a look at that. Okay, so before we take a look at the results and how the trade played out, how the market did its thing, we're gonna, first of all, I'm gonna show you guys the picture, the screenshot that I took, and I posted this on my Instagram. You guys can check it out. It's in the description, my Instagram. You can follow me if you want to. So I was looking at the daily time frame, and I noticed that there was a lot of liquidity sitting over here. Now, if you're not familiar with the word or the term liquidity, I'll just call it support. And so you guys can see that there is a support over here. And so whenever there is a support, people are going to start buying at the support, right? That is the whole idea, that whenever the market is retesting a support so many times, you should generally look for a buy setup. And so when I saw this, I knew that the market, even if the market was going to continue falling down lower, it's not going to do it right away, right? It's going to play around in this area, because as you can see, it's already done that in the past over here. So even if this was a head and shoulders pattern, it was going to create a shoulder over here on the right side and still play around a little bit and then go up maybe a little bit and then fall down, right? And so when I realized that this liquidity or support over here is being tested again, but this time the market went much lower. Now, it's not the move that I saw over here that the market was falling down. It's not the falling down that caught my attention. It was the very impulsive reaction right after supporting, right after testing that support or breaking that support, previous support over here. So when I saw this impulsive reaction, you guys know me. If you have been a long-time follower or subscriber, whenever there's an impulsive move in a direction, that is where the smart money or the masses or the big money or the whales have entered the market. So this move right here is not caused by traders like you and me. We are a very small part of these big masses, right? So the volume that comes into play over here is not small money. And so whenever big money is entering the market, that should be a very good signal for you to keep an eye out. And so that's exactly what I did. I waited. Now remember, whenever there's an impulsive move, that's not the trigger for me to enter the market. I wait. I'm always patient. I let the market create new market structure, which basically means create new resistance, break this previous resistance, create new highs. That tells me that yes, the market indeed is going to go higher, at least for a little bit more. And so that's exactly what I did. And before I did that, this was on the daily time frame, right? So I jumped down to the 1 hour time frame, and this is where I was looking at the market. And this shape has been a part of my life for so long, even when I was doing forex. And when I stopped into crypto as well, this is what I always talk about, right? Whenever the market is falling, 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 and then it creates a support, breaks the support, and then breaks, now the support being a resistance, breaks the resistance again, comes up and respects the support again, right? So I always say this in my videos, whenever the market, if the market is supposed to fall down, why does it always come back up and respect the support again? Why does it start creating the support again? It should just continue falling down, right? It should just continue retest this resistance maybe once or twice and continue lower. But the market does the exact opposite of that. It comes up, creates new market structure, which is basically the new highs, and then continues playing around that area. And so when we take a look at the chart, right, I was looking at this area. Let me just delete this. And so I was taking a look at this area, and this is what I'm talking about, right? Let's say there's a support over here. Let's say that this is a support over here. It's being respected, breaks the support. The market breaks the support, comes down lower. Instead of retesting the market, retesting the support, which is now acting as a resistance, retesting that and continue falling down lower. No, it doesn't do that. Instead, it breaks up and retests this area. Now, why does it do that? Right? You have to ask yourself this question, that if the market is not manipulated, right? And if the market is just supposed to follow support and resistance, why do moves like this happen in the market all the time? And that is exactly what happens when you don't know how the smart money trades. And as surprising as it may be to you, trust me, I was surprised as well. The smart money concepts apply to crypto as well. And there's been a lot of examples ever since I started trading crypto 6 months ago. I've shared a lot of them in my previous videos. You guys can go ahead and check them out. But I'll just keep it short and simple over here. So there's two ways you could have traded this, right? You could either trade this on the 15-minute time frame, on which the picture was much clearer and there was an opportunity much sooner than actually over here. And so what happened was the market came above here, there's an impulsive move. First of all, there's an impulsive move, all the green candles. Okay, that's criteria number one. Criteria number two is the create of new market structure, which has not really happened yet, right? And so the new market structure was actually created over here on the 15-minute time frame. So if you take this, now me personally, I would always take the last candle, right? But there was also a very good trade setup over here. If you follow the rules of an impulsive move, break of market structure, new market structure, and then the retest of that last point of reference, the last sell in the case of a buying setup. And so when you guys take a look over here, it's the same thing, an impulsive move, creating new market structure, right? The market created new market structure. And so now the market is going to come back and retest this area. So you could have taken a trade over here, like so. Your stop loss would be here, and your take profit could be either this point of liquidity or this point of liquidity. It doesn't matter, almost 5% gain on this trade. Okay, this is one of the ways you could have traded this. Now, I personally, you guys know me, I personally would wait for this area to get triggered, this last selling pressure before the impulsive move, right? And so I would usually I would trade in the middle of this whole setup, right? So let's say 50% right here. And so you guys can see how accurate that is. Now, sometimes it's not going to respect this last selling pressure so accurately, right? Sometimes it's probably going to reverse from here, but this area was already retested over here, right? Sorry, over here. So this area was already retested, so I knew it was going to come back a little bit lower, right? So that really depends on the individual, how they want to enter the market, how they want to play it with their money. You know, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not telling you should be looking for the 50% or the start of the last selling pressure. No, I'm just telling you how I do it. And so you guys can see it was almost a 14% return on this one. And of course 1 to 2 risk to reward minimum. And so you guys can see how simple, if you're just patient, everybody just selling Bitcoin, so the smart money is going to look for a buy. You have to think always the opposite. Now a normal person, a normal trader has drawn out his support like this, right? And he's going to be waiting for the market to come down. And when that happens, he sees this rejection. He sees this rejection, he's like, oh, I'm gonna enter for a buy. And then he sees this break, which is not a normal break. You guys have to realize, look at the selling pressure. These are very big, huge red candles, right? And you do not see any, if you follow candle patterns or candle shapes, there's nothing that indicates a reversal over here. And so you have to always think the opposite of a normal trader, right? And so if the market does continue from here, this could be a potential 35% return on investment. And so I'm looking out for that. You know, maybe it will reverse for a little bit, come close to 40,000, 38,000 mark once more. And then we'll tell, or the time will tell what happens from there. Long term, now remember, long term, I still see this as a head and shoulders pattern, right? I still see this happening. I still see the market coming down much lower. But like I said, I need to see more price action, and only time will tell what's going to happen. For now, I'm sitting back, enjoying my returns, and that is all. Simple as that, guys. You just have to look for break or market. You just have to look for an impulsive move, a liquidity grab, or an impulsive move. You have to look for a new market structure, break off previous market structure, and the third thing is the retest of the last selling pressure. When that happens, you guys can see the market does its thing. You just have to sit back and relax. And so that's it. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new, because I like to share these concepts or these trade examples from time to time. And I'm also thinking about starting uploading more videos more often, where I'm going to talk about the fundamentals. I'm going to be looking and I'm going to be discussing the news and how that affects the market. So please let me know if you guys are interested in that. I think it'll be a good idea for me just uploading 5 minutes of a video, maybe daily or 2-3 days later, where I just discuss the news and how it impacts the market. You know, it might be a good time, you know, just positive vibes, just chilling, relaxing. And so please let me know in the comments if you're interested in that. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.